Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 10 simple swaps to make any meal vegan. I've been vegan for almost 10 years now, and I'm also a vegan dietitian and I have a few degrees in nutrition. In this video, I'm going to be talking about healthy and whole food swaps to make your meals vegan. And that's because I'm a dietitian and I believe that most of your nutrition should come from whole foods rather than processed foods like those vegan meats and cheeses and things like that. I love a good vegan chicken nugget and I have nothing against those products. That's just not going to be the focus of this video. So let's get into it. Swap number 1. Instead of cream, use coconut milk or coconut cream. Growing up, I ate a lot of North Indian dishes which were typically cream-based, like malai kofta, which are potato dumplings in a cream-based gravy, butter paneer, paneer tikka masala, maybe you've heard of those things. And when I realized that I could just replace cream with coconut milk or coconut cream and it still worked really well with those flavors, it was a game changer. Swap number 2. Instead of cheese, use nutritional yeast to get that same cheesy flavor. Now, if you're not vegan, you probably have never heard of nutritional yeast before because I hadn't until I went vegan. Nutritional yeast is basically deactivated yeast and it has a really strong cheesy flavor. So it's my go-to when I'm making any kind of dish that needs a cheesy flavor like mac and cheese or fettuccine or anything like that. Swap number 3. Instead of eggs, use tofu. When I'm craving scrambled eggs, I just crumble up some firm or extra firm tofu in a pan and saute it with some spices, and that has the same texture as scrambled eggs. Then I use kala namak or black salt that gives it that eggy flavor, so it's a perfect replacement. If you're a fan of egg salad, I would also recommend silken tofu because it has a softer consistency that's similar to that of a soft boiled egg. Swap number 4. Instead of using eggs when you're baking, use flax seeds. Mix 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds with 3 tablespoons of water to make an egg-like consistency. Or you could use a 1/4 cup of mashed banana or applesauce or yogurt or silken tofu, or you can use an egg replacer. Really, the options are endless. Swap number 5. Instead of butter, use margarine, which is usually made with vegetable oil, so it's already vegan, or use vegan butter. Normally when I'm cooking, I just use a vegetable oil, but sometimes you need that buttery flavor, like if you're putting butter on top of your pancakes or your rolls or something like that. So for that, there's no alternative to just buying some vegan butter. And my favorites are Miyoko's butter and Kite Hill butter. Swap number 6. Instead of chicken, use baked or air-fried tofu. So I like to buy extra firm or super firm tofu and either bake it or air fry it until it becomes crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside, and it has that same texture as chicken does. Instead of orange chicken, I love making orange tofu, and instead of butter chicken, I love making butter tofu, and let me tell you, it's equally amazing. Swap number 7. Instead of shredded meat like pulled pork, use jackfruit or mushrooms. Okay, I know it's weird to use fruit like jackfruit instead of meat, but let me tell you, if you marinate that jackfruit with the right sauces and seasonings, you can't even taste it, but it has the same texture as like pulled pork or other shredded meats. You can also use mushrooms, especially oyster mushrooms and trumpet mushrooms. If you marinate them in the right sauces and seasonings, just like with jackfruit, it's not going to taste really mushroomy, but it'll give it that nice umami flavor, and it has a really similar texture to meat. This is a pulled pork sandwich made with jackfruit. And these are birria tacos, which are typically made with shredded beef, but these are made with mushrooms. Swap number 8. Instead of milk, use non-dairy milks. And yeah, that one is pretty self-explanatory. My favorite is silk soy milk because I'm basic, but also because soy milk actually has the most similar nutritional composition to cow's milk. It has a high amount of protein. It's usually fortified with calcium, vitamin D, B vitamins, and things like that. But I actually buy all sorts of non-dairy milks and I use them for different things. I typically use soy milk for my drinks, like my coffees and teas and things like that. I use either cashew milk or coconut milk for things that need to be creamy, like hot chocolate or cheesy sauces, because those have the highest amount of fat out of all of the non-dairy milks. Swap number 9. Instead of steak, use seitan or vegan beef. If you don't know what seitan is, no, I'm not talking about the devil. Seitan is actually wheat protein. It's gluten. So you can actually buy this in the store and then mix it together with some liquid and some spices and press it together and make a vegan meat. And it's really chewy and it's really similar in texture and even appearance to actual meat. But if you're not interested in making seitan, or you can't find it pre-made in the store because that can be kind of tough to find, then you could always check out a vegan beef. And there are actually some vegan steaks out there. These are some of the ones that I've seen. And last but not least, swap number 10. Instead of yogurt, make your own homemade yogurt or buy a store-bought vegan one. You've probably seen in the stores like soy, coconut, almond, cashew, a bunch of other vegan yogurts out there. But I actually make my own homemade soy yogurt in the Instant Pot, and I find that it's easier and it's also so much cheaper than getting those vegan yogurts in the store. If you're interested in seeing how I make my own yogurt, then comment below and I'll make a video about that. But those are all the swaps that I have for you. I'm probably gonna make another swaps video since I didn't get through them all. So comment below if you have a specific food or even cuisine that you want to see veganized, and I'll address it in my next video.